Okay, welcome back. Okay, we're talking about age sheets and all, but we're not going to go into details of that. We'll just take a look at some other candidates who were able to get into CAF Executive Committee, and also those who made it to FIFA. And if you check the list we're about to show you, it's more like the old people, so to speak, are all out. Most of the incumbents actually didn't make it back into the CAF Executive Committee. Now, starting with this one, Tayo, Mohamed Raoura of Algeria, he got out, and of course, Fazul Ledger of Morocco got 41 votes, and that's a huge landslide coming from the North Zone. And if you take a look at the West A zone, I mean, Amadou Diakite of Mali is out, and of course, you're having a Musa Bilisi. He got 26 votes. That was close.
Yeah, close one, but I mean, it's all about winning, and it's done that exactly. And West B zone, outgoing member Anjoy Musharafu of Benin, the guy, talked the talk a lot. But it couldn't deliver.
Even describe the president of our football federation as a small boy. That's
the
beauty of the audacity of change.
Raoura, Amadou Diakite even contested against Dr. Amos Adamo at some point. Remember when they were politicking and they were trying to drag Nigeria down for Côte d'Ivoire? Anjorin, small Benin Republic, is even an insult. Because the guy was insulting Nigeria, not Amadou.
He claims that he's from Oyo State, that is from Ibadan, that is.
Then you should better move from Nigeria.
Is a local government in Oyo State.
That's more like a local government in Lagos. Okay, in the central, if you take a look at the central zone, he was elected unopposed, the guy from Chad, Jibril. Then Central East Zone, outgoing member Manjin Shams Dean from Sudan. Of course, he had to step down at the very last minute, and you got the guy
surprise winner,
Suleiman Hassan. He won. That's the way it is. Southern Zone, the outgoing members. Akman, of course, he was there, and even the guy from Seychelles also, he withdrew from there, and you have someone else becoming the next candidate in executive committee. That's Danny Jordan of South Africa. He pulled about 35 votes. More from the female candidate, Isha Johansson of Sierra Leone, 35. Of course, Lydia Nsekere, Burundi. She got 12.
Very, very excited for the Sierra Leonean. Speaks well. She knows everything around the game, and she's media friendly. So I am really very happy for her.
Also very happy. Shows that the women are coming up. Who says tomorrow? Cecilia Marugbe. Will not get it. This is time for change.
I mean,
these are changing in Nigerian football. African football.
We're having a lot of tweets coming in, and it's the same word: change. It's time for change, and it's a good one. The wind of change, all sorts of qualification to describe what's going on in CAF at the moment. And I was saying earlier at the start of the show that it's similar to what we had during the UEFA elections as well. So Alexander Sheffield, wasn't really a popular candidate. Same thing with Gianni Infantino. It was supposed to be the Sheikh Khalifa. He was supposed to be the guy, but he was stunned, and same thing has happened now with Ahmad.
This is very good. I'm Nigerian. I want good things to happen to our football. It's a challenge to every member of the NFF right now. Let's bring it back home. Let's domesticate the whole thing. It's a challenge of every member of the Nigeria Football Federation right now. For the first time in our history, we didn't make it to any continental event this year. Under 17, under 20, the senior teams. It's a shame on us. We have to bring it back home. We have to talk to ourselves. We have to give ourselves the best, growing from the grassroots. Because if the grassroots is neglected, then nobody transits from that level to another level, and we'll start having problems. We need to start respecting and training our coaches, the referees, bringing money into women's football. They've given us more laurels than we've ever had in the game. Pushing more money, let corporate organizations come around and back female football in Nigeria. We need these ladies. They need the money, inverted commas, more than the men. Their needs are more than the men's. So please, they really have to work things out right now and ensure that Nigeria gets back to our pride of place. Amajupini is not about talk. It's not just about the change that's been bastardized everywhere right now. It's about walking the talk and doing it very well. It's not enough to have young bloods running an organization and the organization is going adrift. We really must do something to help Nigerian football. And like I always say, and will always say, Amaju has a lot of load on his shoulders.
He has his work
have a choice.
Cut out,
let me ask you, Ben, that's one. I mean, Issa Hayatou, what will he be remembered for the 29 years he was in CAF?
Well, Issa Hayatou, for whatever wrong he may have done, and for staying so long to the anger of most African nations, because it's actually, people were actually angry.
Is that his main thing? Staying too long.
Staying too long.
His reign hasn't been disastrous.
We started, yes, his reign, we cannot say his reign is totally disastrous. I mean, the man has failing health now, as we know. He went for some operation some years back, and there's question marks on the TV rights that he signed, that is so long. I think up to 2028 or 20. I don't know how long that should be. I think now that Ahmad is there, he should bring it to question. However, going on the positives for Issa Hayatou, he was good for African football. It was during his time that African nations now presented 5 countries at the World Cup. It was also during his time that we have started to discuss that if the World Cup goes to 42 nations, as we are thinking, or as FIFA is thinking, I mean, Africa can
you call that an achievement, because it's just natural for FIFA to actually increase.
Yes, they will increase it. But yes, the president does the lobbying because he's automatic vice president of FIFA, and so when meetings of the ESCO is called, he's the one who talks for the continent.
And don't forget, the first time we hosted the World Cup.
Yes,
Africa hosted the World Cup.
We also changed the format. Even though we were like copycats of Europe, we also changed the format of most of our African nation championships during his time. We now have the African Champions League. It was African Champions Cup. We have the Confederations Cup. It was
CAF Cup?
No, African Winners' Cup. It was called Winners' Cup. And so on and so forth. There were changes. There were changes that he made that, I mean, he should be commended for.
Sure.
But I think time is up.
Stay too long.
You've done well. I have to
go and take care of your grandchildren.
Ben, thank you guys so much for coming on the program. Bimbo, I mean, it was a pleasure having you. Hopefully we can have you some other time, right?
Thank you.
Maybe
that's mine too.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll just take a break now. When we come back, we'll be talking about Nigerian Professional Football League and also what happened in Europa League last night.